friend, it's National Gratitude Month, and in the spirit of gratitude, I'd like to share with you one of my favorite passages of scripture, which is in Philippians chapter 4, verse 12, where Paul shares, "I know how to live on almost nothing or with everything. I have learned the secret of living in every situation, whether it's with a full stomach or empty, with plenty or with little." I relate to this verse so much, as I'm sure maybe you do too, where maybe you've had seasons of life where you had little to nothing, and other seasons where maybe you had plenty or just enough. But I believe the person who is truly free in this world has learned how to stay rooted in all situations. To be able to say, whether I gain or lose, I know who I am, I know whose I am, I know what matters most, and at the end of the day, I can be secure in that. Anything else is an added blessing. You know, many psychologists believe that this cultural thinking of needing to do more, have more, be more in order to be somebody valuable in this world is what's making many of us more anxious and less satisfied with our lives in general as a society. They've done case studies on what we call the paradoxical effects of happiness, where the more people value happiness, the less likely they'll be able to obtain it. To which they did find that focusing on happiness by these external things too much has a backfire effect to reduce feelings of happiness. What often takes place is something called impact bias, and this is when people tend to overestimate how intense and how long their emotional reaction to be to future events. For example, we think once I have a house, I'll finally be happy. But it's not before long that we're then consumed with having to pay rent or having to pay that mortgage, right? Or maybe you think once I have more social media followers, then I'll be happy. But then in reality, we have to work harder to produce content and information for that audience. Or maybe if I have the latest technological gadget, that'll make me happy and fulfilled. Until the next upgraded version of that gadget comes out that's better with more features. The list goes on and on, where we begin seeing our life as this constant deficit until something else is met. But in reality, by the time we achieve these things, in the future there are so many other things that we're consumed with and focused on and worried about. Because we have this tendency to habituate to our circumstances. The things that we once wished that we had, we get used to them. They become overlooked. They become our norm. And so this striving to use external things to bring ourselves internal worth becomes a moving target where we're never fully satisfied with our lives. Did you know that scientific studies have shown that being grateful increases mental strength and fosters resilience, improves psychological health by effectively increasing happiness, greatly improves confidence and self-esteem, and also grateful people are more likely to take care of their physical health. So gratitude is not just a thought, it's an attitude, it's a lifestyle. It's a regular practice where we're able to pause and be present and slow down long enough to recognize God's goodness that exists in our lives. We'll either look for ways to affirm our lack or seek ways to trust God and be grateful for what we do have and what He's doing in our lives. So I want to do a quick exercise. I want to take this time to close your eyes and meditate on the things that you once prayed for, that you once hoped for, that you now have. Bring that back into your awareness and just personally, in your own space, appreciate those things, those people, those opportunities, even those little ones, and give thanks to God. My question is, what have you been focusing on lately? Is there anything that's been robbing you of your focus to be able to pause and look around and just be content? God has surrounded you with what you need because He cares for you. It's up to us to recognize this with love, with patience, and with humility every day. This is why myself and UHSM are committed to continuously provide information like this, tips and ideas to build healthy habits for your mind, body, and soul, as well as health share programs to fit your lifestyle and needs. WeShare believes wellness includes mental, physical, and spiritual health. Healthcare doesn't have to be scary, too expensive, or outdated, so join our community of Christians as we connect, commune, and help each other through the burdens of healthcare costs. Until next time.